The views expressed are solely those of the individuals providing them and do not reflect the opinions of the Team Pase podcasts or their respective affiliates or sponsors. This episode is sponsored by LS Cream, the perfect blend of spices and tradition inspired by Haitian cremas. Please drink responsibly.
Sock Pase, what's up, world? Welcome to another episode. My name is Glad.
And I'm your boy, Rob. We are your favorite Team Sock Pase podcast where we interview great entrepreneurs from all sectors of industry. Remember, subscribe, share, comment below. Subscribe, share, comment below. What do we have today?
Oh, we have a great conversation. We're going to have a nice back and forth conversation with you guys today. Please make sure you subscribe because we would like to know what you guys think. So today's topic, Rob.
9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship.
Ooh, powerful. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it.
Man, listen.
We got the stats on the phone. Shout out to our intern, Daphne.
Yes.
Came through last minute.
Thank you so much.
She came through with the statistics. Shout you out.
We definitely had to do some stats because it's very important.
We don't want to talk out our ass.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that a lot of these podcasters they do.
Right.
Let's get right into it, man. 9 to 5.
So what we did was we divided. We had said pros and cons, right, of being an entrepreneur, and pros and cons of having a 9 to 5. So we've got the entrepreneurship side, being an entrepreneur. Rob, you want to do pros and I do cons? What you want to do?
Sure, let's do it. I'll do the pros and you do the cons.
All right, so you go first. The pro of being an entrepreneur. What you got?
So I have here highlighted 22% of entrepreneurs like the flexibility to choose or where they work.
So
according to FreshBooks.
more flexibility and freedom.
More flexibility than freedom. I'm going to speak on that.
Mm-hmm.
This is extremely true. But at the same time, you got to be extremely disciplined.
Facts.
You got to be disciplined. The flexibility, yes, you can wake up when you want, go to bed when you want, but at the same time, you got to treat it like a 9 to 5. You got to wake up on time. You got to literally wake up. Okay, if I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m., this is what's going to happen. This is my day. You got to plan your day out. Yeah, it's there's a lot of challenges that come with that. You know,
I'm cracking up right now because I have a story to tell. But go ahead.
You gotta. I've. It's just like, okay, I gotta wake up at 6, and I gotta wake up. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. If you got kids, you gotta be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. And I remember during COVID, I wasn't disciplined because I was chilling. I was waking up at 7. I don't feel like working out. I literally had to put a plan together and say, okay, you know what? There's no outside. There's nobody outside. I have to be disciplined. And that's when I was like, wow, this is different.
I remember on my first trial of becoming an entrepreneur, right? And we set up a business. We got our cell phones. I'm thinking I'm the shit, right? It was Urban City Magazine.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Urban City.
And I'm free. I'm an entrepreneur. It's me and 3 partners.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting up at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Bro.
In the morning.
9:30, 10 o'clock.
And
at what time you was going to bed?
I was going to bed late, like 1, 2 o'clock, right?
Yeah,
you wildin'. I remember one of the partners called me like, "Yo, bro, it's 9:30. What the hell are you still doing sleeping? Like, what are you doing? We need you up and out. Like, you need to be in the city by 9:30, right? So even though we were entrepreneurs, you still need a schedule. Mm-hmm. So I had to reset myself, reset the way I was, thinking about this whole thing. Like, yeah, okay, I'm an entrepreneur. You may have more freedom, but it still has to be you still have to have a set schedule because in actuality, you're probably going to spend more time and more hours putting into your business than your actual 9 to 5. And that's exactly what happens. Right. You gotta, there are smart ways you can do it where you want to follow, your 80-20 rule. There's a good book out there, but you want to definitely make sure that you got to start your day off right. You got to have some type of a schedule as an entrepreneur, or else you're just going to be lost.
Yeah, I mean the schedule is deep, bro. Like you gotta really gotta dig deep, and that's why I say discipline. Like you waking up at 9:30, 10 o'clock. That's not a good look. Yeah, you like,
So that's
like,
I remember getting called out on that.
yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I remember getting called out on that
because I look at it like the stock market is open at 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
You literally got to be up in there like really like. Some people wake up at 5. They exercise at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Literally every single day. No negotiations, no nothing. And I know this one dude, good friend of ours, Jude.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting up his stories at 5 a.m. Jude is wild.
Jude is wild.
I see him. He's doing pull-ups
He's
on
up,
the corner
working out,
in Brooklyn.
putting up his posts.
He
gets all that stuff out of his day.
Yeah, he get it out the way, and he just had a newborn. So it's kind of like you got to really be disciplined, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like you got to be disciplined, you got to be consistent, because people are watching you. And all this social media now, it's like they put entrepreneurship on this pedestal. Like they make it seem really nice.
It's not.
They make it seem really, because you think about it, 9 to 5, you got to punch in, you got to get in at a certain time. You got to work literally on average 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You take a lunch for an hour, some people half hour, depending on your industry. And then you leave at a certain time. But the thing is, you're guaranteed a check at the end of the week.
Yeah, but this is what we're trying to talk about. It's not freedom to a lot of people. Like, it's very rigid. So you gotta, within you being free, you still need to have some type of schedule, right? Because here's the beautiful thing. Once you've taken care and you've got your schedule and you've taken care of what you got to take care of, you're free. You can do literally whatever you want, whenever you want. So, right? So instead of having lunch at your 1 o'clock, you could push it back. You could have it at different times. You create that schedule. Just make sure you stick to a certain regimen so you can execute out there and become a successful entrepreneur. Now, the con of being an entrepreneur is loneliness.
Damn, sure is.
You will likely do all or most of the business by yourself. As you add employees and expand, you still won't have coworkers just to hang out with. Let's talk about that. Loneliness.
There's definitely a lot of loneliness.
I agree, especially when it comes to family and friends.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen a lot of lonely, like your friends from high school? You still hang out with a lot of your friends from high school?
I do, but when we started Pase, I was not hanging out with them as much. So that time that I missed that time, because at that time we were in the clubs pushing Pase in street festivals, pop-up shops. Like, we were out here in these streets literally every single weekend. Mm-hmm. And, those guys, they were doing their own activities, and I just didn't have the time. So, and you're somewhat of a loner because they don't understand. At that time, I was the only one in that group that had a business. So, they probably didn't understand what I was dealing with. Mm-hmm. And I was just in my own zone, right? So you even get shut out from certain family members as well because they don't understand what you're going through.
Now, you definitely get shut out because I know a lot of family members to this day, you missed the best party of the year, of the best party of the 10 years that we've ever been together, the cousins. And I was just like, I was just pushing Pase and I couldn't make it. But what's crazy, I would tell them, like, okay, I might be at this party. You might see me popping bottles. You might see us hanging out with great people. Mm-hmm. And it seems like we're having fun, but at the same time, in the back of your mind, you're like, what's my next move?
Yeah, we're thinking about the next shirt we got to print, the next order we have to mail out.
Yeah.
The next person we have to talk to make this event happen. Yeah. But it all comes with the territory. So for all of our entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs out there, do know when you do start that business that loneliness is part of the territory.
Not everybody gets it, man. Not everybody gets your vision. You know, the man upstairs.
That's another part of the loneliness too.
Yeah,
the vision part.
your vision. Like there's certain things. Like I know I get visions at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just can't sleep. Like I was just there's certain things I'm just like, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's just it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I guess like Taurus kicks in. You know, it's just like, yo, there's no negotiation. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's gonna happen. I manifest it, and this, you know, I'm come 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna call Glad.
And that's a great segue, because when you have certain visions or dreams, you've got to make sure you're able to share those visions or dreams with people that will, one, allow you to share those visions or dreams.
Not everybody.
And two, they won't like berate you or like put you down when you share those visions or dreams. You shared with me thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of visions and dreams, right? A lot of them were superb, like hits, right? A lot of them, I'm not going to say they were out of the way, but, you know, you got to say to yourself, well, how the hell are we going to make this happen, right? And, you know, it's never a question of, how. It's really just a question of, you know, when. You know what I'm saying? But that is key when it comes to your vision and your dreams. Make sure that you're sharing your visions and dreams with people who believe in you. Because if you're sharing your visions and dreams to that toxic spouse or somebody who just that family member that doesn't believe in you, you better believe that's not going to be a good outcome.
No, it's not. They're gonna shut it down really quick. I've been shut down so many times. I mean, you've shut me down, and I'm like, all right, cool, okay, scratch that. I'm done. There's been times when I tell him like, yo, dude, like I got this. I think I got it. Like, let's do this, that. For the brand, and it's like, and he's like, nah, that's not gonna work. So it's a weird way because
there's nothing wrong with dreaming,
right?
But it's all about how we're gonna execute it.
How we're gonna execute. And I've been reading, like I told you, I read this book. It's by Dan Sullivan. Who, not how. It's not how you're going to make it happen. It's who you're going to make it happen with.
Oh, okay. Because before I said when. So it's not who. So it's not who or when. It's
not how.
It's not how.
It's not how we're going to make it happen. It's not how we're going to make the vision happen.
Okay.
It's who we're going to make this vision happen with.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about being in that room.
Powerful.
Networking and being. So when I read that book, I was just like, yo, this makes a lot of sense. So it's like connecting with certain people and doing all of that. So in that 9 to 5, I don't want to go off topic, but like in that 9 to 5 sector, you got to find ways to fulfill that vision. You know, you may not be able to do it by yourself, but you got to find the right people to do it with.
And that's probably a way where that con can turn into a pro. As far as loneliness is concerned.
Right. Because the loneliness, a lot of people feel that, okay, I have this vision. Who do I share it with?
Gotta share it with.
I want to share it with someone.
Gotta share it with.
Your own mom might say, I don't like it. Because my own mother has told me plenty of times, why are you doing this? You're wasting your time and what's a podcast and all this kind of stuff. And we've shared that. Your own family members.
Yeah. Absolutely. Some people just don't get it, but once you roll it out and you put it out there, sometimes people need to see. The thing about entrepreneurs, they see before it actually happens. And we already make it, you know what I'm saying? We already have the vision.
Yeah.
Let's continue on. Your turn, Rob. A pro
for 9 to 5?
Of being an entrepreneur.
Being an entrepreneur. Okay, cool. Let me see here. 61% of self-employed people.
Whoa! You skipped. Number 2.
Oh, number 2. Oh, there you go. It's the LS Cremas, bro. Develop new skills, according to Gray General. Develop new skills. You know what? This is true. Developing new skills of how to talk to people, how to approach people, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Plenty of times.
I remember Diddy saying, being an entrepreneur, you're going to do things that you don't want to do. And at that moment, that's when you become a skillful person. That's when you come out your comfort zone. So being an entrepreneur will definitely challenge you in that moment. From the beginning. I mean, there are people who don't even, they have the idea. They don't even know how to set up the LLC. So it's going to push you to set up that LLC to get that EIN. Yeah. Like once you get to these little steps, right, it's like you've broken that mold to the next level of a new you. Like you've developed a new skill. You know what I'm saying? So get out there, set up the business, set up your LLC, set up the EIN. It's definitely going to teach you new skills.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when we first started Pase, we were learning we still learning to this day. It was kind of like we went on at the time back then, we was LegalZoom. LegalZoom is still around. They didn't even have, I think it was back then when we first started, they just launched. LegalZoom literally just launched, and they were offering LLCs, and it was a 1-800 number. You can't even like go online or something like when Facebook wasn't. It was crazy. So we started Pase with LegalZoom, and I remember submitting the logo, and I had no idea what I was doing, bro. I don't even remember how I got to LegalZoom, but somebody happened. It was just, created the EIN number. I had no idea what the EIN number was, and this, you're talking about 15, 20 years ago? So it kind of developed a skill where it was kind of like, okay, I had to research. I just sat there, read like pages and pages after pages of LLC and trademarking. What's the difference between copyright and trademarking and doing all of that? But, I fell upon LegalZoom.com, and I was just like, that's a shameless plug, bro. But
what other new skills you think, or skills you thought you've learned during your entrepreneurship journey?
I would say me being an introvert and having to be an extrovert at the same time. Having to be.
Yeah, you are some. Well, I don't know you to be an introvert, but
really. I'm an introvert at times.
Okay. When we go out and hang out, you are not an introvert, but you are definitely you're definitely more of an introvert than I am. I'm not. I don't think I'm an introvert per se.
I think we have our ways of being introverted. Is that a word?
I don't know. I can't.
I just created a word.
I can't confirm that, but I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. We have our ways or times.
Yeah.
But I think that yes, I would agree with that. But you've done a better job at that.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't want to sometimes I don't want to be around people.
Yeah.
I just don't. Like, I don't want to be around people. I don't want to hear your story. Like, we sit here, we listen to people's stories at times, and sometimes I just want to hang out. I just want to watch what you do and just chill.
So you saying you don't like to interview people?
I do, but what I'm saying, nah, you're not getting me. What I'm saying is, listen, Laura, listen. Sometimes I sit back and I kind of just want to be to myself and just be in that creative mind. All the creators out there, you probably can relate with me. So I just sit there and I'm just in myself, in my bubble. And I think it happened when I was growing up. It was kind of like I was extremely shy.
Okay.
Some people say I'm shy now, but I'm like, okay, fine. But I was extremely shy, and being an entrepreneurship, when we first started Sac Passe and Denalcy, dude, like that took me out of my comfort zone where it was kind of like, yo, we need to be out here promoting ourselves. And when you came along, you to me was more out extrovert because you was already dealing with urban city. You was dealing with all the fashion industry. You was in the industry already. So me coming into our culture, it was kind of like, damn, I don't even know how to start.
Got you.
And you kind of, you feel like I saw how you was very comfortable. So you kind of like developed that skill. However you developed that skill, like I guess with urban city and out there being in the streets, very young and doing your thing. So I was like watching you. And I was just kind of like, wow, okay, this is how I got to do it. I got to be out there. I got to, we got to promote our brand.
Yeah.
So it kind of got me out of that. It got me to where being comfortable in an uncomfortable situation.
Got to do things you don't like doing, for sure.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah. No, good explanation, though. So a con of being an entrepreneur is crazy hours. I think we kind of spoke about that. You're gonna work crazy hours, so you got to be prepared for that. Let's continue to move on. It's financially risky. Let's talk about that.
Jesus Christ,
guys. Being an entrepreneur, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm speechless.
You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna lose money. Be prepared. Don't give up, though. Try. You could do as much research. You think you could be as prepared as you think you could be prepared. Whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. Murphy's Law. Somewhere down the road, you're going to get tested. That's what entrepreneurship is. Entrepreneurship to me, it's like the real test of life, right? There's so many ups and so many downs. Entrepreneurship really keeps you humble, right? You get a win, celebrate the win. When something's not happening, learn from that. You really got to learn from that situation. And sometimes the alleged loss, is probably the best thing that's happening to you because now you know how to take your company and your business to the next level to make sure it won't happen again.
Extremely, extremely important what you just said. I think a lot of people have that I don't want to fail mentality. You have to fail. You have, like, it's law. You're gonna fail because you have to learn, because it's like riding a bike. And it's like you're gonna fall regardless. You're gonna fall, you're gonna learn, you're gonna get up, brush it off and get back on the bike and keep riding.
This is the problem with a lot of want-to-be entrepreneurs who have great, amazing ideas, right? They got that plush job, but they have an idea. They want to start it. They have the financing, but they're just afraid to fail, bro.
Yeah. Excuse me.
You're going to fail.
You're going to fail. You, regardless if you have a 9-to-5 or not, you're going to fail. And don't quit your 9-to-5. I'm not, like, the show is about entrepreneurship. We're not saying to quit your 9-to-5 or anything like that, because your 9-to-5 is your first investor.
Who said that?
Storm.
Storm, y'all gotta
shout out to Storm Leroy.
Y'all gotta check out that Storm interview. I'm forgetting what number episode, but that's one of his favorite sayings.
Favorite sayings: don't quit your 9-to-5. Let it be your first investor. Like, really, really think about it, because you need the finance to push that vision. And you're gonna fail. You're gonna lose money. Scared money don't make no money. And whether it's $100 or $100,000, if you have that vision, God gave you that vision to you, not to anyone else. What's the worst thing that could happen? Okay, I tried. At least I tried.
Absolutely.
And you try again. Keep trying again. Just like relationships, just like riding a bike, you keep trying again. Just like driving a car, first time learning how to drive a car, first time, getting on a train, you get lost. So you're never going to get on the train again because that first time you got lost? No, you get back on the train.
Mm-hmm.
And
And at the same token, it will also teach you, you'll find out very quickly if it's meant for you, if entrepreneurship is meant for you. Because sometimes you may try again, but sometimes people don't like that feeling, or they just, you know what I'm saying?
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable, and you'll go back to however you make your money. But entrepreneurship, I think it's beautiful because you just find out if it's meant for you or not. True. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, it's gonna test you, and it's not for everyone. You get tested a lot.
100%.
You're gonna get smacked in the face. People are gonna say, "Yo, you are whack." I don't like. I mean, so many people said, even when Sac Pase came out, they were like, "It's just one word. Like, what's the big deal?" That's your opinion, and I respect that. But we created a lifestyle behind it, and our vision is not your vision, and that's fine. No love lost. Just keep it moving.
100%.
What's next, bro?
You go. A pro of being an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneurs favor flexibility 5 times more than the potential to make money, according to GoDaddy. I'm gonna read that again. Entrepreneurs favor flexibility 5 times more than the potential to make money.
That kind of correlates to what we were talking about as far as your freedom
one.
And creating your hours.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, what's next?
61% of self-employed people would be happy with their accomplishments if their careers ended today, according to FreshBooks.
So what? Wait. 61%
of self-employed people would be happy with their accomplishment if their careers ended today.
So that means to tell me that people don't like what they do?
No. You think a lot of people? Let me ask the audience. You think a lot of people are at their job just to pay bills? Yes. Yeah.
I think so too.
That's crazy to me.
So that means that if money wasn't an issue, they would have left a long time ago and would follow their passions. So, right? If money wasn't an issue.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope the majority of those people know their passion.
Right. So now if you know your passion, so now let's look at that another way. If you know your passion, right? If you know your passion, you can still keep your 9 to 5 and still pursue that passion. That the only thing that's holding you back is that fear factor that we just spoke about.
True.
That's really what it is.
But yeah.
There's nothing wrong with going out and just testing your business. Put it out there.
But the average person that does a 9 to 5, but it goes back to discipline, bro. It goes back to discipline because you're gonna have your 9 to 5, and then from 5 to 11, or I'm just throwing a number out there, 5 to 10, you got kids, relationships. You got to deal with, let's say, single parents out there. They got to deal with food, but they still got that vision. It's like, how do I find time? Because now we literally have 8 hours when we come home on average. It's like you wake up 7 to 3.
It's probably less than that, bro.
It's probably less than that. Yeah, 7 to 3, 9 to 5, 5 to 10, and by 11 o'clock you're in bed. You got to wake up at 6. You got to focus on the kids, or you got to focus on yourself. You got to get ready. Then you got to drive or take transportation. And where do you find the time?
If you're trying to be part of that 61%, you're going to make the time to take a chance at being free. And this is what I was saying, that entrepreneurship, it's going to test to see if you want it or not, because of what you just said. Like, you have so much time, right? But you've got that passion out there to make this business happen. The only way you're gonna know is if you try.
If you try, yeah.
Let's keep it moving. All right. So a con of entrepreneurship is 96% of self-employed people do not want to return to a regular job. Okay.
According to FreshBooks. Wow.
Yeah, well, of course.
Mm.
Of course. 5, female entrepreneurs earn 28% less than men in the U.S.
According to FreshBooks. Do you think that still applies now? Like that's because I see a lot of women entrepreneurs. Unless that's in my algorithm or my IG.
There's a lot of women killing it out here.
Yeah,
we've interviewed a lot of women entrepreneurs in different sectors. There's a lot of women killing it out here for sure. What else you got?
I got 54% of entrepreneurs cite communication as the most critical skill, followed by problem solving, 53%, and time management, 48%. HubSpot.com. 54% of entrepreneurs cite communication as the most critical skill, followed by problem solving.
I agree. I mean, and that's a great pro because entrepreneurship is all about communication, bro. And it just goes back to everything what we've been talking about. If you're shy, or introvert, Rob, I don't think you're so much of an introvert now, but it's gonna push you. It's gonna push you.
Oh my God.
No, I mean,
No, it takes you out. It takes you out
of that comfort zone.
It takes you out of that comfort zone. No lie, yeah. Seriously.
And I never really saw you as an introvert per se, but I understand what you mean.
Yeah. Sometimes I just want to crawl in my hole.
Yeah. Look, if you're that shy person,
I'm shying.
if you're that shy person, there are still successful people who have great businesses that are not in front of the camera. So there are ways that you can still run your business that you don't have to be authentic, that you don't have to so much be in front of the camera to win out here. So 100%.
Yeah, a lot of people are camera shy too, bro.
Yeah, they are. And
people. Because I know people that say, yo, I don't know how y'all do it. How do y'all talk in front of the camera like that with the lights bright? I'm like, yeah, I don't even think about it. It just happens.
I think for us, for me, it was a easier transition because we were so used to being out talking to people, taking pictures with people. Like we were doing videos before vlogging was popular. So I don't know. It kind of felt okay or natural to me. Like
feel different.
It didn't feel so much different. I think for me the most nervous part was trying to ask good questions to the guests that came here. But yeah, so it was like a natural transition for me. But a lot of people are nervous.
Yeah. Again,
being an entrepreneur will test you in every facet of those things that you're not so good at.
Yeah, that's facts.
What do we got?
So we're going into 9-to-5 jobs. Like, what are the pros and cons of 9-to-5?
Okay,
jobs?
let's get into it. You do the pros, I do the cons. So we're into 9-to-5. Go ahead.
Routine security. According to the Washington Post, create structure in your life. With a 9-to-5, you know exactly where you'll be every Monday to Friday from 9 to 5. Easy for planning fun events. Wow. Daphne, this is great.
This is great. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, this is straight.
This
cookie cutter stuff right here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is straight blunt. Like, it's it's routine. If you're that kind of person, a routine kind of person.
There's a lot of people out there who are like that, and that's okay.
I can't do it, bro.
But
I don't like routine.
I don't like routine either. But guess what? There's a lot of 9-to-5ers out there, especially the young generation, right? They are pimping the 9-to-5 situation.
Facts.
And I'll talk about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They are like maximizing their 401ks. They're investing in certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a strategy out there where they're like, okay, I'm gonna take this 9-to-5 situation that I'm in. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. It's too risky for me. But I'm going to take this. So by the time I'm not 65, but maybe 55, I could retire because I've invested in the right areas, you know what I'm saying, as far, certain investments to make sure that my pad is secure. So they pimp it. It's a longer game. It's a longer play.
Yeah.
Right? But they're okay with that.
Okay, but to me, it's like everything is a risk. Your 401k is not guaranteed. Your equity in your home is not guaranteed. It's all according to the market. Everything is a risk. Like people feel that if I have $10,000 in my bank account, I'm good money. It's not guaranteed. You see what happened to these other countries.
In the society, though, we're having a nice debate here. This society, we need people to work. We need 9 to 5.
You need the 9 to 5.
Not everybody can be an entrepreneur.
No, not everybody. Because we need more employees. That's what the whole concept of entrepreneurship is all about. It's like you need more employees because of taxes, create more entrepreneurs to create more corporations, to create more employees, to create more taxes.
Wow.
Point blank. So all these
not
incentives.
not to create a better society and move society along.
Yeah, bro. It's not about
I mean, isn't that what entrepreneurship is about? Entrepreneurship is not about fixing problems and finding new solutions to things.
It's about fixing problems, but at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, the man ups, the who's who,
the powers that be,
whatever how you feel, the powers that be. Entrepreneurship is about building corporations. It's about building. You get thousands of tax breaks. Why do you get thousands of tax breaks? It's because you want to build and build and build. They want you to build and build and build employees, so those employees can pay more taxes to them. So you're the visionary. I want to create, let's say, for example, I want to create this huge industry called Amazon. So now Amazon builds all these different factories all over the place. Those factories have employees.
And which will get taxed.
Everybody's getting taxed.
So you're basically saying entrepreneurs help create a more of an enslaved society. Okay. So next we'll just keep it going.
That's what
we could go on that topic forever. Okay. A con of having a 9 to 5, lack of individuality. Another con, having to be told what to do all the time. Micromanagement.
I hate that shit.
You don't like micromanagement, Rob?
I hate micromanagement.
I think everybody hates micromanagement.
Yeah, especially you know.
Yeah, I don't like micromanagement.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the task.
Do we micromanage Daphne?
Daphne, do we micromanage you? Wow. See that? Joel, I micromanage Joel. I do.
Who micromanage more?
Joel, I micromanage Joel, right? You know why
he micromanages more than I do, right?
I do. No, you want to know why? I have FOMO. I have fear of missing out because I don't hear from Joel. Joel, look,
my God,
guys.
Oh my God,
there is no Team South Pase podcast without Joel.
Yeah.
Can we agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's one. So if I don't hear from Joel, I have FOMO.
Bro.
Because Joel does more than just sit behind the camera.
Yeah, he really does.
And make sure we look good and our guests look good, right?
Really does.
He does the editing. He does the clip breakdown for us to help us promote the stuff on social media. Like, he makes this thing look crisp, right? Mm-hmm. If I don't hear from, and look, we're not Joel's only client. Joel is traveling. Joel's got other clients. He's got video shoots. Mm-hmm. When I don't hear from Joel to get the certain information that we need, the content that we need, I have FOMO. So I'm not he's cracking up. So I'm not trying to micromanage you on purpose. It's just like, we need the content to push it out. Because our guests are like, yo, where's the content? I need the links. I mean,
right.
So it's like we're under pressure and we're trying to stay consistent out here. Like, it's a whole, it's a whole.
It's a big it's
revolving wheel. You know what I'm saying?
It's a domino. It's a domino effect. It's a domino effect.
Society got us fucked up out here, and
he is so micromanaged. He forgets himself certain things.
Oh my God.
He's micromanaging everybody else, but he forgets to micromanage himself. So it's like, to me, it's like, yeah, like a 9 to 5, like a micromanager. If you have that manager that micromanages you, yeah, it's just something. It's
I
something.
wish you good luck.
I wish you good luck with that person, because I can't do it. I just can't, because it's
Oh
like,
my God.
He's not that bad. He doesn't really micromanage me.
Thank you.
he gives you tasks.
And then he checks on the task. Real micromanagement would be if he's digging into how I edit. I don't like that font. I don't think it should fit that way. Okay, why do you think that?
Gotcha.
Just because
Gotcha.
Right.
I've dealt with that.
Gotcha.
That's
Hovering over your shoulder.
right.
See, Rob, I'm not a micromanager.
Okay.
I know how it
So,
feels.
for example, so like, if, let's say, Daphne sent us these, all these great pros and cons. So micromanaging would be like, well, I don't like this. Take this out. I don't like. Let's edit this. Let's word this differently.
Like 50 million
50 million
edits.
edits.
Feeling like you're hovering over the person.
Okay, yeah, I got that.
Got you.
All right. So you good.
Thank you.
But you do micromanage more than me.
Oh,
though.
God. All right. You got that.
That's hilarious. Go ahead.
You're next.
Oh, I'm
A
next?
pro
Okay.
of having a 9 to 5. Go ahead.
Pro of having a 9 to 5. I think a lot of people like this one. Medical, retirement, and insurance benefits. Workforce huddle.
Okay. For
Medical,
sure.
retirement, and insurance benefits. A lot of benefits. There are a lot of benefits. I have to agree with that, especially with the medical part.
Yeah.
I waited till 90 days. I was in, boom, I'm in the doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And retirement. I mean, we have a lot of questions about retirement now with Social Security. By the time, I guess, Daphne retires, she's probably not going to have.
Yeah, there's a
My
lot of talk about
daughters,
that.
they probably not going to have. It's going to be wiped out. But
As opposed to you being an entrepreneur, you're a dead man walking, with no insurance.
with no insurance.
But there's insurance programs for
Yeah. There are
entrepreneurs.
insurance. I mean, it is.
It's a little
it is,
costly,
it is
right?
costly.
Out of pocket stuff.
It's out of pocket, but that's the thing. It's a lot. And you know what's crazy? I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs who stay at their job for medical benefits. So they do part-time. So they do their entrepreneurship. They run their own business, literally, full-time, and then they do it part-time.
Is it because
on the
it's
side.
just so much money to pay out of pocket costs?
Yeah. It's a lot of money, and they family. They have a big family.
Yeah, true. Okay. There's other ways around that though, with what Andre Green talked about on episode.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
But my thing
With
is
life insurance and all of that stuff.
Yeah, Andre Green, shout out to him. But my thing is, we had a discussion. I remember I had a discussion with someone who actually is running a full-time bakery, right? Family of 4 or 5. So she works part-time to actually give benefits to her family, to have benefits for her family.
Gotcha.
And also, obviously, with the husband as well.
So
But
every situation is different.
But I asked her, I said, so you doing a 9 to 5, or you doing whatever part-time, you do your entrepreneurship full-time, where do you find time for yourself? Because you got to be tired. You got to be, and that's the thing. It's just like we're trading time for money, or is it money for time? One of them. Like we're trading our time.
When you're talking about being a 9 to 5?
Yeah, like being a 9 to 5 and having a part-time.
Time.
You're trading your time, but then you're tired to concentrate on your business because you're so tired from your part-time. So how do you find time to literally, like, it just blows my mind how people, they have a part-time, they have a part-time for benefits. Let's say they drive in Uber, for example, part-time. But then they doing full-time entrepreneurship. They're full-time on their business. They're they're literally dead tired.
It's a tough position to be in. that's almost like you're almost being a slave to now
Money.
your money.
But you're not you don't value time.
So then how do you get more of your time? We could talk about this.
You have to find a way to create more. You got to find a way to say, you know what? Rather me working this Uber at night because I'm tired as hell because I just came from my 9 to 5 and here I am afterwards. I want to do this Uber because if you're tired, you're driving.
Right.
You know, so now you have to say, how do I change that narrative? How do I make it work for me? Because I want to be less tired.
You got to find a different income stream that will free up that time. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. But then you're worried about the medical benefits, that this part-time may be great because the benefits are great.
Everybody's situation is different.
Yeah, you just got, I just think like, I just think sometimes we don't value time. We value money more than we do time.
Yeah, I agree.
What's next? Your cons.
I'm cons. Okay, so here we go. We spoke about 8 out of 10 people who find remote work stressful, 43% say they struggle to switch off. 8 out of 10. Out of the people who find remote work stressful, 43% say they struggle to switch off. That means that the work is very demanding.
When you're remote.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they know you're chilling. As a boss, they know you're chilling, bro. You
So
roll
then
out of bed.
does remote work, I guess, is it beneficial to more so the employer or the employee?
Well, to be honest,
That within itself has pros and cons.
it has pros and cons. Because
Since the pandemic, everybody.
since the pandemic, yeah, great segue. Since the pandemic, a lot of employers found that employees were putting in the productive time was more as opposed to
Yeah, you take out an hour from the
pre-pandemic.
morning, an hour from night for commute. They could just be home working.
Yeah, and you're talking, you're taking breaks and here and there, but at home it seems like, employees like the remote part. But at times that was when, the following year people gained more weight, and more stress levels, especially if you have your spouse working with you across the kitchen table and you're both working from home, as opposed to you guys before used to go out on your own and come back later. So the dynamics are crazy.
Other facts from Harvard Business Review. Thank you, Daphne. Here we go. In 2021 survey of 6,240 U.S. workers, including 928 independent workers, 68% of independent workers responded to the statement, "I feel more secure working independently." Second fact, 7 in 10 independents and 3 in 10 traditional employees say independent work is more secure than traditional employment. And 4.3 million Americans quit their jobs in January of 2022. Wow.
4.3 million?
Wow.
To do what?
To try to be an entrepreneur or try to do something else. According to McKinsey study, 31% of employees who left their job in the past 6 months did so to start a new business. Nice.
That's what's up.
So what are your thoughts? Give me some quick generalizations of your pros and cons of 9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship before we close out.
I would say keep your 9 to 5 and just create your entrepreneurship on the side. As much as you want to quit your 9 to 5, trust me, I know. As much as you want to quit your 9 to 5, just hold on tight. It's almost there. and just keep creating. And yeah, man, you'll be fine. Like just little step by step. I would say don't how can I say it? Don't look at social media and compare yourself to what's out there as far as when it comes to entrepreneurship, because all that you see on social media is not true about entrepreneurship. They're showing you the highlights of entrepreneurship. They're showing you all the rentals of entrepreneurship. They're showing you all the rentals, the rental cars, the rental planes, the rental this, the rental that. They're showing you all the great side of entrepreneurship. So don't believe the hype. Yeah.
I would say either way, 9 to 5 or entrepreneurship, you got to have discipline. If you don't have discipline, you're not gonna shine in either way, right? Mm-hmm. So you can create your own schedule. If you don't create your own schedule and be disciplined, your business is gonna be all over the place and it's not gonna be consistent. That's really the true way that you're gonna win being an entrepreneur. You got to be consistent. Some people it takes 5 years. You see results in 5 years, sometimes longer, sometimes sooner. But the key to the game is being consistent as possible. So be disciplined, be consistent. Don't give up. Know that the failures and potholes are bound to happen. And if you just go out there and try, you will find out if it's meant for you. Don't quit your day job, but don't give up on your passions either.
Yeah. It takes that's on average, right? It takes 5 years for an overnight success.
Yeah, 5 to 10 years.
Average, 5 to 10 years for an overnight success. So, and we're both still learning about this podcast platform. Mm-hmm. And it's, we're grateful that we're here and we're building the team. And
we just passed the episode 50 mark, so that's good.
For real, that's huge. But yeah, don't quit your day job. Jokingly, but literally, don't quit your day job. Like, don't just jump out and say, you know what, I'm done with this. And then you got 6 kids and rent to pay. And you're like, I want to follow my dream, but you're 55. You're still trying to be a rapper. That's just not going to work that way. But call Glad. Just figure it out, man. Just kind of like figure it out. Just really stick to your vision, stick to your passion, because like Les Brown, the cemetery is the wealthiest land in the world because most people who die do not accomplish their vision. You have all kinds of people that are like 6 feet under
that had dreams.
Right.
That
when he said that,
never pursued it.
That never pursued it.
Yeah.
That was deep. Dreams. Yeah, pursue your dreams.
Definitely. This was great. Thank you, Daphne, for these stats.
Appreciate it.
We'll probably do a part 2 somewhere down the line, and we'll probably have some guests to talk about this. I think this was great.
Yeah, we got to get Daphne out of this camera shy.
Towards the end, towards the end of her internship, we'll get her to come do an episode with us.
But she's hungry. She's hungry. I get it. No. This is. I really appreciate it. I definitely like to see young, driven, people in our culture that really want to do certain things. And this is open market right here.
No doubt.
And it was shout out to our sponsors.
Yo, that LS Cremas. Big shout out to our peoples.
Lord.
Stephens, Merriam. Yo,
thank you.
That bottle right there. We're getting great remarks.
Yes.
It's smooth. It's got a nice flavor to it. Go check out, click the link in our bio. Go get your bottle. Stop playing. Each one, tell somebody about this. LS Cremas. You're going to be seeing a lot of dope promotions from us talking about this brand. New official sponsor.
Yeah.
Episode 33, I believe. Don't quote me. But check us out. Check out their past interviews on Team Talk Pase podcast.
Yeah, husband and wife, man, doing it. They literally, they're passionate. They're hungry. And I applaud them, man, every day. Like, cause I'm looking at the bottle, I'm tasting. It's a lifestyle. Yep. LS Cremons, thank you. New sponsor, Protect Your Heart, Uncut. Thank you.
In the building.
In the building. Also, Sweet 100. Thank you so much. Roots of Brooklyn. Thank you so much. And any last minute words for the people?
Joe, thank you for supporting us. Check us out on our website, teamsockpase.com, YouTube, Team Sock Pase, Instagram, Team Sock Pase. Stay locked in. You already know what it is. Till next time, Team Sock Pase. We out.
LS Cream, the perfect blend of spices and tradition inspired by Haitian cremas. Please drink responsibly.